That's the clickbait title of this video. My favorite position is... Alright, well, this is what's happening, I guess. Hello friends, welcome or welcome back. I parted my hair differently after a shower yesterday. I don't know how I feel about it, but this part of my growing out bangs hasn't fallen in my face yet today, so yeah. All of this is a nightmare, but I'm gonna put makeup on while I chit-chat to you, I guess. Alright, so I had one of my internet friends, Noah, who's also a patron on Patreon. Sorry, I'm looking for something to clean my... Yeah, Noah. I made a post on my Patreon page asking, like, hey, is there anything that anybody wants to see, essentially? And Noah asked me, essentially, like, I'm gonna paraphrase because it takes too long to talk. Even longer to explain it, so I could have said the whole thing by now, but my phone's in the other room and I can't quote it directly. So, I decided that I'm gonna make this video talking about what I do for work / my career, because of that comment. And I've been trying to make a video like this all week, but they're always just garbage. I don't know, well, they've all been me putting makeup on my face so far, actually. But learning nothing, we're gonna continue and hope that, like, the third or fourth try is the charm. Oh, there's my essential oils. Oh my god. If you hear any licking sounds, it is my dog Marco laying on the dog bed right behind my chair. So I'm gonna use this Eco Tools brush. I love this brand. I think I first saw them at Winners, and then I found them on Amazon and put a bunch of these brushes, not this one, but like this one, on my Amazon wish list. And just want to give a huge shout out, you know who you are. Thank you to the person / persons who sent me just a bunch of stuff off of my wish list. So yeah, my job. What I do is I am a freelance makeup artist, which means that I'm a makeup artist. I went to school for it. It doesn't look like it right now, right? I had a teenager tell me once recently, you don't look like a makeup artist. I don't know what that means. I went to school for it. I actually was registered in summer of 2014, and I took a week of classes and then had to drop out because of a family emergency. We're not going to get into details because I know a lot of my audience also has triggers. I had to drop out. I am literally a beauty school dropout because I wanted to be there for my family. Like, a year or two passes, and long story short, the guy who owned the makeup school when I was going there, he was in the process of selling it, and he skipped town with my tuition money. I can make an entire storytime video about that if anybody ever cares about it. Let me know. The new owner of the school contacted me. The school was like, we feel kind of bad, and you have to keep on checking in to find out if you're ever gonna get your money back. Why don't you just come to the school and get the education? As I poke myself the eye, get the education that you paid for. And let me tell you, I didn't get the education that I paid for. I got a much better one. The school was still going through a lot of changes when I was there, but the instructors that I learned from there and some of my classmates, like all my classmates, were just, I don't know, like the nicest and most talented people I've ever met, I guess. One of the people that I actually have worked with, not so much recently, but like when I was first starting my career in the makeup department, a really, really cool artist who is now teaching at the school, was the whole point of that story. And I'm really proud of her, and if she sees this, Kyra, I'm really proud of you. Just in case you didn't know I was talking about you. Anyway, I did end up getting the education that I set out to receive. I, for my own sanity, kind of like to believe that everything happens for a reason. And I'm not saying that, trigger warning, my mother got cancer and died so that I could get a better makeup education. But, I don't think I would be where I am today if all that stuff hadn't happened. And, anyway, got a makeup education, and now what I do is I work on film sets doing makeup. On your, like, Black Summers and your... Ooh, that's still shooting. I shouldn't say that. I would just be a sunscreen jockey, essentially. So what I do on the bigger sets, the union sets, the union in Calgary is IATSE Local 212, and I'm just a big mess of a person, so like I don't have all my paperwork in with them yet. I don't want to talk about it. But when I have worked on the bigger union sets for like TV shows, I work only on the days when there's a lot of background talent, more commonly known as extras. And essentially what I do is, if it's a period piece, so anything before a certain time period or during a certain time period, I am responsible for working with a team of other makeup artists to get people through as fast as we can, while making sure that their facial hair and their eyebrows and their number of tattoos and piercings is historically accurate. My job when I work on a big union set, because I'm so low on the food chain, which I'm okay with, is I babysit sunburns and tattoos. And that's not a complaint. It's really cool that that is a job. My job. But I don't often work on the big union sets because of the paperwork stuff, and it's 100% a mental health thing. I am so anxious and so paralyzed by the anxiety. Always. Anyway, but what do I do more frequently, more commonly? Little movies. I work on a lot of independent films, and they can range anywhere from like 3 to 5 minute short films for YouTube to like a horror movie. I've worked on a couple horror movies. 1, 2. It's called Red Letter Day. I'll leave the website down below. I'm excited about it. I worked with Kyra on that one and learned a lot. But yeah, so on the smaller sets where they're not as picky, I guess, because with the union, you have to have the education and you have to have a big portfolio, and that's what's holding me back. And anyway, like putting it together. I'm ridiculous. Anyway, I can be either my most comfortable position on set. What's your favorite position, Kalela? Oh my god, that's the clickbait title of this video. My favorite position is, my favorite job to do on set is first assistant in the makeup department. But something that not a lot of people know, maybe, I don't know, is that the makeup department is one thing, and then the wardrobe department is one thing, and the hair department is one thing. Usually the way it works is talent goes through wardrobe, and then hair, and then makeup. On smaller sets, it's not always like that. There have been a few things that I've worked on with my friend Kyra that I mentioned, where she will be the head of the hair, makeup, and wardrobe department, singular. So it's kind of spooky and a lot of hard work. Just imagine that, like, when a production has enough money for it, there's a team of people assigned to each of those things. On some of the things that I've done, it's all three together. Woo! It's a lot of work, it's a lot of fun, but I don't do that for cheap anymore because it is a lot. In that case, I would be responsible for kind of bringing the key artists slash like head of department's vision to life. So like whatever their plan is for the production, I just kind of assist them in making that happen. I really like that because as much as I enjoy being head of department all by myself, I think I enjoyed that the times that I've done it because I didn't have anybody working under me, so I didn't have to delegate. I didn't have to try to articulate my thoughts to an assistant. That's just a symptom of my affliction, I suppose, is that I have a hard time expressing myself out loud. I'm a lot better at it on paper and behind, like in front of my camera for YouTube, because I can sit there and go, while both of my dogs lay down behind me. What a rare treat. Sorry about the mess, everybody. But yeah, I can like think about what I'm gonna say and edit myself, but in a situation where it's like, we have to get talent to set in 5 minutes. Kalela, tell me how to fix this. That's not something that I enjoy. Like, I can do it, but it's really stressful for me. So I like being the person who's asking the, hey, how do I fix this? It's just hard. It's hard! And I really respect people who do it well, and enjoy it. Then there's also the times when I'm a one-woman show for hair and makeup. I did that for Abracadavers and Summer's Monster. I'll have links down below. A couple of web series that shot last year, I think, in Calgary. I made a lot of really good friends on those sets. Learned a lot on those sets. Oh crap, I wanted to use a different brush for this. I learned a lot. I grew a lot as like a person and a makeup artist, I guess. This isn't supposed to be like thoughts and feelings about my career. This is supposed to be, what is my career? So part of Noah's question was, do I go somewhere every day? Like, do I have a space that I work in, like a salon or something? Like, these are not the words that were used. And the answer to that is, the way that I get work is, for a long time it was, hey, I'm available for work. And now I'm at the point in my career, which I'm feeling incredibly blessed about, is people contact me and they'll just be like, hey, I have a wedding on this day or that day, or do my makeup for a photo shoot. Corporate videos. I really love working on corporate videos because it's always really interesting for me and really easy for me. I'm not saying this is necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just stating the fact that the majority of the time, the faces that I'm working with on corporate gigs are like older Caucasian men who aren't really worried about anything in the moment, so they don't sweat. I enjoy that. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's nice. I get to hear their story. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like, they're so entitled and privileged that they don't sweat. Like, no, that's not it. It's just like, I have to bring a very minimal kit on those days. Because traditionally, in society, I'm not going to put this on an older Caucasian man who is in, like, a power suit, you know? I'm not saying I'd be opposed to it, but realistically, like, I haven't been asked for that yet. It's coming, though. I'm really excited for it. Anyway, I digress. I get hired by clients. Sometimes they email me, sometimes they call me, sometimes they text me. A lot of times they send me a message on Facebook, and they'll just ask me, are you available for this date, that date, whatever. And if I am, I say, I am. Talk to me, baby. But usually what they do is they'll send me a description of the project, and then I'll say whether I'm available, and then we talk money. The way it works for my industry is you can kind of set your own rate because you're an independent contractor, I guess. Like, it can be reasonable. It can be wildly unreasonable, and sometimes people will still pay it if you're really good at what you do. Don't sell yourself short, though. That's something that a lot of my makeup artist friends do that, I'm not gonna lie, I have also done. I'm not gonna say I'm guilty of it because it's not a crime, but if you're going into a creative industry, don't make your prices so low just because you want to have a competitive advantage over other artists, because then you're kind of setting the standard for that industry to be like, you can get quality work for this much when realistically the artist should be charging this much, sometimes this much. And sometimes if you have a really good client, they'll offer you this much. And you just have to smile and type right into that email on your cell phone because it's 2019. Yeah, I can make that work. But so we usually work out a deal for how much I'm going to be paid. And then I go to work, I do the job, and in 3 to 6 months, usually I get paid. No, just kidding. But it's kind of spooky working in the film industry or like as a freelancer. Did you find a ball? It's pretty spooky working as a freelancer because you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from and you don't know when it's coming. I already did my eyebrows. Oh, I'm looking for lipstick. What should I do? Find my straightener perhaps? It's in that bag. So basically, I'm my own boss until I'm on set. Then somebody else is my boss usually, and that is okay with me. But I am in the process of opening a cafe with a group of friends, and I'll put the website in the description. But for me, it's really important to open this cafe and have our own place where like I'm a boss, but it's not gonna be on a screen for people to see and critique for the rest of my life, you know? I'm really excited because our goal is kind of to create our ideal work environment because, I'll straighten it. The idea is to create our ideal work environment and then hopefully be able to hire employees in the next few years realistically, because we haven't opened our doors yet. We are likely going to launch a crowdfunding campaign soon because it's about that time where we have to start looking for money, and banks don't necessarily work as fast as we would like / need them to, and it's hard out there. So long story short, give us your money one day. Well, alright friends, this is the final product. I didn't put lipstick on because I'm not leaving my house. This is going on the internet for everybody to see, but I'm not leaving my house, so I'm not going to put on lipstick. I am, however, going to sit outside with my dogs and maybe edit this video while I throw a ball back and forth for you, Marco. If you hear the sound of paper moving, that was his tail tapping on a piece of paper on the floor. Well, thank you so much for watching. I don't know if I answered any part of your question, but thank you for giving me something to talk about in a video. I'll hopefully see you guys again really soon. Don't forget to be kind to yourself and others today. And I need to pick up everything off the floor in this office. All the sounds are driving me crazy.